guys, how's everyone doing? Mark here from LiveTheBJJLifestyle.com. I'm actually standing out front of what has been one of my favorite places to train that I've ever been at. We are in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, which is right outside of Tulsa at Triton Fight Center. This school is run by a good friend of mine. His name's Pete Wilhelm. He's a black belt under Renato Tavares out of American Top Team in Florida. This is one of my favorite schools, guys, that I've ever been to, and I love coming back here, especially preparing for tournaments, anything like that. I always come back here to train because I know I'm going to get good, hard training every single time I step on the mat. So let's go ahead and get in there, show you guys around, then we'll talk to Pete, let you guys see what they have here to offer in Oklahoma. Come on in. Alright guys, here we are with my friend Pete over here at Triton. He's going to go ahead and walk us through the place, and then we'll get to talk to him a little bit here in a second. So Pete, let's show us around, let's see.
Hey, welcome to the Triton Fight Center. Most people walk right through here. And usually I'm sitting behind the desk either Facebooking or yelling at people online, you know, just getting on those underground arguments. But usually you'll find me back over here on this side, and I'll probably be pointing the finger down here a little bit, saying, hey, fill out one of those waivers. So the guys will sign a waiver, and once they're done with the waivers, I start giving them a tour of the place. As soon as you walk in, you will see some of our credentials right here, the trophies that the school has accomplished. You know, we've been competing a lot in the last 6 years that we've been here in Oklahoma. You know, I need to start getting the rest of the trophies up on maybe a mantle up in the training space, because, you know, we just have done really well. My students train really hard. We train 7 days a week, and they're busting their butts daily, every single time. Right here is our little waiting area. We got some of the parents. They'll come over here and sit down, relax. Some of them will be over here on the left side, and they'll be watching their kids do class. And if the kids' class is not going on, there's an adult class going on. There's some loved ones that'll sit around and watch their spouses or boyfriends, girlfriends train. Now, if you look over here to the side, we were rated the #1 grappling school in America for the month of January 2010, which was really great for us as far as promoting the school. But if you go ahead and you look at the article, it talks about, you know, this school just being more than just about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It talks about a place to train, talks about, you know, as far as the mixed martial arts, the CrossFit, and all the other services that we offer here other than just the grappling. Plaque that the Marines gave us, we currently train individuals getting ready to join boot camp. And that's either Marine Corps, Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard. We just train people left and right. They're getting ready to join the military for free. And it's a way of giving back, because both my wife and I, we were in the service for quite some time. So therefore, it's our way of still staying involved and giving back to the community. Now, I'll take you guys back to this area over here. Here's some of our little bragging rights as far as individuals, some of the tournaments that I've done over the year. For last year, and before I got injured, if you look at the bottom section, I've competed a lot and did quite well prior to my injuries. And I kind of got injured when I was a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so it's kind of limited me to some of the training and conditioning that I'd like to, you know, overcome and get better at. You know, so once I get my injuries out of the way, my surgeries out of the way, I should be able to hit the mats a whole lot harder than what I have been. But it just goes with the sport. You know, it's definitely been
that it does.
It's been an obstacle, but you know, but it's been a joy. You can literally find me here pretty much from 9 in the morning, sometimes 6 in the morning, all the way up to about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I have my own private quarters, so when I need a little bit of a break, I go in there, I lock the door, and I hide out from the world. and training will be going on. You know, we got a lot of students here that help out, teach classes such as Muay Thai. My wife teaches the gymnastica and the CrossFit. But we also have yoga classes, and a lot of these people that are teaching at this school, they all teach for free, and it's their way of giving back because of, you know, what this school has given to them. So, you know, and it's just, that's just part of the martial arts way. Over here, still more bragging rights, some awards from the military, some of the things that we've done. The facility itself is equipped with 2 bathrooms, 2 showers, so individuals that are coming or going to work or have a long commute, they're able to come in here. You need to make sure that you have your own towels and hygiene stuff, but other than that, you know, it's a nice little add to the facility, and it makes people very comfortable when they come here, and as opposed to, you know, you come in here, you're dirty, you're riding your car dirty. You know, we're able to hook some people up. And,
very true.
And you ride. You know, I got right now people that are traveling an hour away just to come in here and roll, and then they got an hour drive back.
Understandable.
And it's nasty. So it cuts down on the staph infection. Which is awesome.
That's true. That's a big plus. Showers are awesome.
Our training area, a bunch of Muay Thai equipment. Like I said earlier, you know, we got students that provide a service as well, and they do it for free. But they learn Jiu-Jitsu from me for free, so they teach the Muay Thai for free, and it's a good give-give relationship.
Absolutely.
Which is really neat. And like I was saying earlier, we like to try to pay a lot of respect for our military. People have, you know, given their lives for our country. So in honor of that, you know, we did a gi over here, which is a camouflage gi, you know, in respect and honor of our troops. So, and if you look above, we got some camouflage netting. That cami netting was actually in Iraq, and it was used to cover up a lot of tanks and Humvees and equipment to protect, you know, from, you know, the enemy looking in, and satellites and all that. So I mean, that was a good way. You know, when some of the Marines, when they came back from Iraq, they donated that to the school, along with the flag that we have over there in the far back. You know, that flag over there served in Iraq as well. There was some blood stains on it, as a matter of fact, when we got it, and you know, from some of the Marines that have lost their lives in battle. So, the mat space. You know,
probably my favorite part of all of this Triton.
It is roughly about 3,500 square feet. A lot of mat space. On pretty much almost any given night, we have anywhere close to, on average, about 40 to 50 people per night. On our slowest nights, we have about 30, maybe 40. But Monday, Wednesdays, which are our busiest nights, you're going to find anywhere close to 70 people on the mat. You know,
and I can vouch for that. There is no exaggeration in that number. There is close to 70 people on these mats on those nights, so it's an amazing sight to see.
Yeah, I get very depressed when I have like 15, 20 students on the mat. So, but you know, we started out like that. You know, 15, 20 students. That used to be my busiest nights, and now we, you know, we provide a really good service here. We provide something really nice for the community, and a lot of people in the Metroplex area here, they all come here to train, and they love it because there's very few places like this place in this area. And the attitude, the character, the egos here, you know, which there's very few. You're always going to run into that one knucklehead you got to shake a couple times, you know, like really, really hard. And then,
every time.
or, you know, till they go unconscious, and then when they wake up, you know, you talk to them a little bit, but you're going to run into those people no matter what. But here, it's very seldom. And if not, I'll just stick them on Mark and have Mark handle it.
Yeah.
But no, it's great here, you know, and you know, families are honestly built in this school, which is great.
Guess let's walk around. Let's see the rest of it.
A little informal. This is our staging area. This is where people put their stuff. The little cubbies off to the side. You know, I don't know what this is. I think it's a gas mask. You know, I'm not sure. And I think this belongs to one. I train a lot of guys from Star Wars.
Uh-huh.
So my
Princess
stormtroopers,
Leia,
exactly.
yes.
My stormtroopers coming here for this. And of course, I got Mark's grungy stuff here from
I have no idea what you're talking
this
about.
morning's workout, which he decided to whip my butt this morning in the morning training session of CrossFit.
Sure.
He was jumping on a box like this tall. You guys can see there on the video. So it was pretty insane.
Yeah.
Over here is our CrossFit area. This is where we work on a lot of our speed and agility, strength training. I'm a huge believer of being in shape. Jiu-Jitsu, mixed martial arts, Muay Thai, they're all sports. And it being a sport, you have to be in shape. You can go back 50, 60 years ago and take a guy that's out of shape, learning Jiu-Jitsu, and he's going to be able to whip on anybody with no skill. But now, now that the sport has evolved, you're going to go into competition, you're going to run into individuals that are training. They're doing Jiu-Jitsu, but to get that extra edge, you have to be doing some conditioning. And the conditioning here in this school is next to none. You're not going to find too many places in this area that offers the conditioning programs that we put people through.
Especially during the summertime.
Yes. The way it feels in here, it feels great right now in here because it's winter. But during the summer, honestly, it's about 118 degrees in here. And we're training in the gi. It's sweaty. It's miserable. But it makes my guys a lot tougher. And I always remind them, I served in the military in 140 degree weather in a full combat load, and you're out there miserable, in all that gear, that fighting equipment, you're fighting for your life. Here, we're fighting for the love of the sport, so you should be able to suck it up here on the mat and have a good time.
It does. I rember the first week I actually came here, I complained about it all the time, about it being so hot, but after that first week, I really learned to love it, and I love training in that kind of condition, because whenever you go to compete or whenever you go wherever else you'd like to train, it does give you that mental advantage, and it does give you even a conditioning advantage. I noticed that big time when I competed. The heat made a difference, so it was awesome. Very good training.
Especially our warm-ups. Our warm-ups are pretty tough here.
That they are.
With the exception of our Tuesday, Thursday warm-ups. My Tuesday, Thursday warm-ups are very traditional Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu warm-up where you jog around the mat, loosen up a little bit, do the shrimp drills, and then learn a technique, and then you'll start rolling, and you'll have a couple of rolls, and that's my beginner's class. But my regular class, that class, you're hitting a hard warm-up for 30 minutes, a lot of calisthenics, a lot of speed and agility, transition drills. Sometimes we'll get into, the movement drills as far as setting up submissions, moving the hips a little bit. And then we go into a technique, and it's a good 40, 45 minutes of rolling. And we also allow another additional 30 minutes to an hour after class to where people can stick around and drill more, or roll more. But honestly, there's probably about maybe six people that stick around after that.
6 or 7 that stick around and train.
Because it's a great workout, So my super athletes, they'll usually stay around a little bit more. That's not to knock all the guys that are training hard, because I know you guys bust your butt every time. And that's what I expect, 1% better every day. It all adds up, and
it's true. And
you're just going to be that much better later. My favorite part is over there. That's my office. And usually with the kids that are misbehaving, I'll take them to the office and rattle them around a little bit. But that's where our fighters go in there. Our fighters mix it up a little bit, getting ready for their cage fights. We've had guys fight in the MFC. Had one guy go into the UFC and the WEC. So actually, let me back up a little bit. He went and did the UFC trials.
He did.
And did really well, except that unfortunately, he went in there with an injury, and all it took was just one good shot to that injury, and he lost the fight. So, but if he would have gone over there with better conditions and better shape, he would have probably been the winner of the season.
Of the season, for sure. Very good.
Talking about you, Mike Budnick.
Not to name names, Mike Budnick.
So Dana White, give that guy another chance. Hook him up. He won't disappoint.
Very good. So I guess my question real quick is I see a lot of schools that I've been to that have cages. They usually have 20-foot cages or something like that. What are the dimensions of this cage? Because I'll be honest, this is one of the biggest cages that I've seen in a school that people actually have the ability to train in. So
Well, they always say that, you know, and cameras make things a lot bigger than what they are. Like right now, I look like I'm about 220 pounds. That cage is actually only about 6 foot by 6 foot. Just kidding. The cage is a 26-foot cage by 24, which for all the local events here is a little bit bigger than most of the cages. Most fighters fight in a 24 by 24s. We have an extra 2 feet, and some other shows they're a 20 by 20 cage. But this one right here, 26 by 24. A lot of the judo classes that we do here are actually done in that cage because it's nice and padded. And when they get slammed, it sounds really cool. But on top of that, it gives them a good little bounce, so they're not getting beat up as much when you're getting thrown down. So yes. A lot of people like to do the standing ground in the cage to minimize that impact.
That is a great thing to have, guys, because judo, picking yourself up, getting thrown over and over, it does wear on you. So that's why I try to stick to the ground. But anyway.
But I like to call this place home. I started out teaching out of my garage, which honestly, if you look down to these mats, it was probably about 4 of these mats put together, and that was what we taught. And that's where we taught, and on a small mat space. And now we've, we expanded. We went to a 1,000 square foot facility. From there, I went to a 3,000 square foot facility, and now we're in this beautiful 7,500 square foot facility. Which I've been to schools where there's some world champions. And not to knock them at all, because obviously they're world champions for a reason.
They're doing something right.
They're doing something right. But I've built this place around what my image of a dream, and this is definitely a dream come true. I love it. I don't work a day in my life. This is definitely a hobby, and I have fun. I have fun doing it. I love watching my students grow, which I consider my students family. People like yourself and Misty who come down to visit, you guys are always welcome here, and as a family.
And yeah, exactly, and it's just a big family. And I can tell you guys straight up, I've been to numerous schools across the country. This is by far one of the best facilities in this country to train at. So here at Triton, they have everything as you've seen. It's a great facility. They've got obviously great staff, great coaching, great leadership, which is another big thing. And so don't be surprised if you see some world champions coming out of this camp in the near future. So,
and yeah, don't be afraid to hit me up. If you guys got any questions, right now I actually get quite a few people hit me up on Facebook and say, hey, how do you get out of this? How do you do this? How do you set this submission up? And I'll do a little video, and I'll get their cell phone number, and I'll just shoot them a quick video. Not that I have all the answers, but I like to help out as much as I can. And these
Absolutely.
are people up in New York. These are guys up in California. Some guys in Georgia. And that's just all people by just hitting me up on Facebook or going to our website. And they got questions. I may have answers. I may not, but I may. So. If you guys got any questions, hit me up on TritonFightCenter.com or dial 918-25-CHOKE, or visit this guy on his website,
which is livethebjjlifestyle.com, guys. So here in a second, let's go ahead. We'll get back inside and we'll get to talking to Pete a little bit more about different things that he's experienced through running the school and different things that he's seen about different aspects of jiu-jitsu and how it shaped him. So let's go back inside. We'll get to talk to him some more. So.